Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry about the 4.5 week long break. When I got home from college, finals were really busy and I just got really stressed out. And then I started working at a property tax office until my internship starts in June. And so I've just been really busy and haven't had a chance to actually put this video together, even though I had it filmed. So hopefully switching my upload schedule to a Sunday will work better in terms of timing and in terms of me being able to upload. But yeah, so today's video is actually just 5 gluten-free and vegetarian recipes that I've been loving this summer. And all of these can be made vegan. Some of them are already vegan, but definitely they're all vegetarian and they're all gluten-free, and they're also all really tasty. So with that, let's get into the video. So for the first recipe, I actually made roasted butternut squash and broccoli. This is a really simple recipe and it's also really delicious. I highly recommend if you're running low on time or if you just need to pop something in the oven while you go work on something else. This is a really great and quick recipe, and you can definitely buy the squash and broccoli pre-chopped like I did, and then all you have to do is season it and put it in the oven. So the first thing you're going to need is a cookie sheet, and then you're going to put on some butternut squash. I bought mine pre-chopped, but you're just going to put some of that on the cookie sheet. Put it on one half, don't spread it out across the whole thing, because on the other half we're going to put some broccoli. And then once you have it all spread out to where none of the pieces are really touching each other, or at least not stacked on top of each other, go ahead and put the broccoli on the cookie tray and then spread all that out so that it's all ready for roasting. And then the first thing you're going to want to put on the butternut squash and the broccoli is some extra virgin olive oil, some iodized salt, and then you're going to want to do some paprika, some onion powder, some cayenne, some garlic powder, and some chili powder, and then finally some crushed red pepper. Then you're going to want to heat up your oven to 385 degrees, and you'll just put in the butternut squash and broccoli for about 20 minutes, and you can do that while the oven is preheating. You don't have to wait for the oven to preheat. Then once it's done, you just take it out of the oven and it should be fully roasted. I know some of my butternut squash pieces were still a little crunchy, but I kind of like them that way. I don't love super soft butternut squash and broccoli. But yeah, so once you take that, this made 2 servings, so my sister and I were both able to eat. The second recipe is a salad. So I know salads don't really take a whole lot of talent to make, but I consider this salad to be very good. So this is a salad that is definitely not boring. It has a lot of ingredients, which means that there's a lot of room for substitution. If you're not vegetarian, you can add meat. If you are vegetarian or vegan, then this is already vegan. To make the pesto roasted chickpeas, you're going to take 2 cans of chickpeas and spread them out on a cookie tray, and you're going to spread over about 2/3 of a jar of pesto. Then you're going to put those in the oven at 385, sorry, and that's going to be that. So you'll just leave those in there while you prepare the salad, and the first thing you're going to need is avocado, then olives, and I did these chopped black olives. They're a bit more chopped than I'd like, but honestly they work. Then some green onion, and then some yellow or red cherry tomatoes that you'll just slice in half, and then you'll do one jalapeno, which is just sliced in rings, and then 1/3 of a bell pepper. And then I found this vegan falafel balls at my grocery store, and they're really good, and so I just cooked these for a salad in the microwave for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they turn out to be nice and crispy, and it dries them out a little bit, so obviously you can cook them on the stove if you want, but I really enjoy just having them on the microwave. And then the other ingredients that I'm putting in my salad are just some pico de gallo and some red onion, and then yeah, so that's the pico de gallo. I buy store-made. I also buy store-bought chopped red onion. Obviously you can make your own for both of those. And then I found this Go Veggie cheese at the grocery store. It's vegan, and it's actually really good and it tastes really normal, so I'd highly recommend if you're looking for a vegan cheese. And then I just do some medium pepperoncini peppers that I find, and those just come in a jar. So for salad leaves, I like spinach, and then I do a sugar-free balsamic dressing. It's like an olive oil and balsamic. It's not too sweet, which is nice, but then I just build my salad. So I start with the spinach, and I actually like a lot of spinach because I put all of my ingredients on top. I don't mix them all together. And so because I like every bite of my salad to taste different, I need a lot of spinach to like make up for the amount of toppings that I put on my salads. But I have taken up the mantra of no boring salads from a YouTuber I watch, and so since then I've really been trying to, if I eat a salad, make it interesting and make it colorful and make sure that it has a lot of different varied ingredients that are really good for me. So after the spinach, I add on the pico de gallo, and then after I put on some pico de gallo, I usually like to spread that across the whole salad just because that's something that is a little bit more varied in flavor as you eat it, and so I like it to just be a solid base. And then after that, I add the red onion. And for the red onion, I added about, I'd say probably a quarter of a cup of red onion, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. But I add red onion to taste. It's really one of those things where it just adds a bit of flavor. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like something you eat on its own, but it adds a lot of flavor to the salad, and so I really like it. After the red onion, I'm adding the halved yellow cherry tomatoes. And so I'm just adding those on one side of the plate. I'm adding those on the left side. I don't know why. I tend to build my salads from left to right, probably just because, I don't know, that's how I do most things. But yeah, just add all of the tomatoes to the edge of the plate, or if you're someone who likes to mix your ingredients into your salad and combine everything together, you can go ahead and put all of this in a bowl first and mix all the ingredients before putting it on a plate. And then after that, I added the green onion. So currently I have red, yellow, green, and purple. The only color I didn't end up having was blue, and orange, but orange you could get from like an orange bell pepper. I just like red bell peppers more. But next I put on the green onion, and then once I was done with that, it took me a while to get all the green onion on there because it was hard to pick up with one hand while I was holding my phone in the other. But then I added the red bell pepper, and I really enjoy red bell pepper. It's probably my favorite of the bell peppers. I find it to have more flavor than like green bell peppers, but it's not overwhelming or anything. And yellow and orange, I don't know, I just never think to buy those, so I always buy red. But just put the red bell pepper or whatever bell pepper you're choosing to use on your salad, and then yeah. So the next thing I added to the salad was jalapenos, and these I just cut up in rings. I enjoy the seeds of a jalapeno. Obviously, you can do pickled jalapenos, you can do like sauteed jalapenos. It's totally up to you. I like mine fresh. And then I just did a full avocado. I don't remember. It may have only been half of an avocado, but I definitely put avocado on there, so either put a full or a half avocado, depending upon your preference. I may have done a half because I needed another half of an avocado for one of the other recipes I'm showing you in this video. Then I spooned on some of the chopped olives. They look really gross, but they add a nice salt content to make up for the lack of salt on the avocados. So I don't add salt to my salad. I just get the salt from things like olives or things like that. So I find that puts a decent level of saltiness on there without it being too overpowering. So I just added a bunch of chopped olives, and then after that I added some of the pepperoncini peppers. You can also add banana peppers if you want this to be less spicy, or you can just leave this off altogether, especially if you've already put on the jalapenos. I am a big fan of spicy foods, so I put some of the pepperoncinis on there, and then I also put some of the like vinegar pickling liquid that they're in, and I drizzled that across the whole salad. Then I put on my falafel balls. The serving size for these is 3, so I typically try to stay within that. Then I added the cheese, or like veggie cheese, and then I added the balsamic vinaigrette. And I tend to go a little heavy with my salad dressings. I went more heavy than I intended on this one, but I mean, I think it's okay. Then I added the pesto roasted chickpeas, and that was the salad. The third recipe is a taco recipe. So I personally love all things spicy. I'm always going to gravitate towards the hottest hot sauce on the table or the ghost pepper salsas at the farmer's market. Anything that will leave my mouth on fire is what I'm going to go for. And so this is a somewhat spicy, somewhat not seasoned taco meat, and you can definitely adjust the spices to your will and your desired amount. If you're looking to make this recipe vegan, I would recommend substituting the like egg tortillas for like corn tortillas, or for a flour tortilla if you're not gluten free, and then substituting the cheese for vegan cheese. So the next dish we're making is tacos, and so I first made sofritas by taking a block of tofu, or like part of a block of tofu, and then a tablespoon of butter, and then red pepper, garlic powder, chili powder, paprika, cumin, and onion powder, and I mixed all of that into a pan, and it steamed up, so sorry about that. Then I cooked that, and then I cooked separately a poblano, 2/3 of a red pepper, and then 1 jalapeno, and then some like red onion, and I mixed all of that together in a pan with 1.5 tablespoons of butter, just because it reduces down nicely. You can obviously, if you want to make this vegan, you can use vegan butter for both of those components. This one is not vegan, it's just vegetarian. But then I took the salsa that I got from like a Christmas gift, and it was like the Mexican style, so I poured that on a egg tortilla, which is like low carb, and then I added some pepper jack cheese because I ran out of the veggie cheese, and then I just added some of the remaining pico de gallo that I had, which I bought from the store, and then I added some of the pepper mix, and then after I torturously slow added the pepper mix, I added the sofritas meat. And I will say, if you're looking to make a good taco seasoning, I highly recommend adding cumin to it. It really helps like enrich the flavor and makes it taste really good. Then after that, I just ate it. The fourth recipe is by far my favorite. So this fourth recipe is a sushi recipe. My friends and I have this sushi restaurant that we go to when we're in Tuscaloosa called Asian Sushi, and basically it's a create your own sushi bar, and they have like a whole thing of like ingredients, and you can just pick what to put on it. So one of my goals this summer was to learn how to create my Asian sushi order at home. So basically this is just my Asian sushi order that I've created. I found spicy yum yum sauce is a really good dupe for chili mayo, so if you're, or like hot mayo, spicy mayo, whatever you want to call it. So if you are looking for a dupe for that, that's a really good thing to go into. This one is also not vegan, but it is vegetarian, and to make it vegan you could do a vegan yum yum sauce. You could skip the hot Cheetos, and then you could also use vegan cream cheese instead of cream cheese, or leave it out altogether. But this is just the order that I normally get at Asian, so that's what I made. First thing I did was make a 1/2 cup of rice to 1 cup of water, some sushi nori, and then I grabbed some butter, cream cheese, half a jalapeno, an avocado, a green onion, and some spicy gluten-free yum yum sauce that I got from Albertsons. If you're looking for a replacement for spicy mayo, that spicy yum yum sauce is really good. And then some flaming hot Cheetos, and then I took my tofu and a half tablespoon of butter and roasted that on the stove. And then I smashed up the hot Cheetos as a topping. And then once those were all smashed up and the tofu was fully roasted, I cut a about the same size of cream cheese as I had tofu, and then I put the rice on the sushi nori, then the tofu, then the cream cheese, then my sliced jalapeno, then my sliced green onion, and then the half of an avocado, and then I just rolled it up, topped it with the yum yum sauce and the flaming hot Cheetos, and then just served it with chopsticks. Super easy, and it tastes really delicious. And then finally, I have been wanting to try the Daiya vegan mac and cheese, and I recently found out that it was also gluten-free, so I thought what better way to try out the gluten-free and vegan mac and cheese than to elevate it to a different level. So I added 3 different types of peppers, and I added some pesto just to make everything blend together and taste really yummy. And I would definitely say like there's a lot of different avenues you could go down. I think the Daiya mac and cheese is a really great base that you can either make like a more Asian style mac and cheese, or you can make a more Mediterranean style, or a more Italian style, or a more like Tex-Mex style like I did. But definitely like adding in a little bit of non-dairy milk and some vegan cheese is definitely a good way to keep this vegan while also elevating it a little bit further. For the final recipe, I wanted to basically do a gluten-free vegan mac and cheese, and so this is basically taking the Daiya mac and cheese and making it better. So I added a poblano pepper, 3 serrano peppers, and 1 habanero, or maybe it was 4 serrano peppers. I think those are serranos, but either way, you can adjust this to taste. I wanted mine to be more Tex-Mex inspired, but you can do yours to be more Italian inspired or anything like that. The first thing you're going to want to do is boil water, and you boil that on high, and then while your water is still heating up, it doesn't need to be boiling yet, you can add in your pasta, which will be done right around the same time as when the pasta water is done. Then go ahead and chop up all of your peppers. I only showed chopping up the serrano, but I did dice or mince all 3. I recommend mincing the habanero because otherwise it gets really spicy. But I just chopped all of these up, and then I added them to a saucepan. So I added all of those to a saucepan along with the remaining poblano, and then I added the Daiya cheese mix. And I recommend adding to this some vegan milk, or dairy-free milk, I guess, and some vegan cheese. It really helps with the consistency. And then I added some of the remainder of my pesto. I probably added about a tablespoon of this. This just helps in terms of like seasoning. It makes the cheese taste a lot more real, and also just helps balance out the spiciness with some other flavor. And that was it. So I really hope that you enjoyed this week's video. I know it was a little different from my usual content, but this is kind of the type of food that I eat in a week when I'm home, and recently I've been definitely trying to just like adjust what I eat as I've started working out more. So I sometimes need more protein, and when I don't want to eat meat, like what does that look like? So hopefully this can give you some ideas for what you can eat if you're a swimmer, or if you are working out on like an elliptical or something, and hopefully this can give you some ideas. But yes, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to let me know you want more content like it, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!